Right here on SAC Research, we're going to be doing an unboxing and a hands-on review of the brand new Xiaomi Redmi Note 7. We're going to be looking at specs, gaming, camera tests, speaker tests, and much more, so stick around. Welcome everybody, right here to SAC Research, where our channel's primary focus is to find you guys the best tech products throughout Asia. Now we're located in the Silicon Valley of China, which is Shenzhen. We also have boots on the ground in Guangzhou and Hong Kong and all throughout China. And even next week we're dropping down to Cambodia to check out a couple tech products down there. So we're really focused on bringing you guys the best tech product throughout all of Asia, this region, to you guys. Now, today, we were lucky enough to get our hands on the brand new Xiaomi Redmi Note 7. Now, this phone's main features is that it has a 48 megapixel back-facing camera, as well as a Snapdragon 660. Now, the cost of this is 999 renminbi, which is just roughly under $150 USD or 10,500 Indian rupees. The specs are screaming out of these budget phones these days, so this makes me extremely excited to dive into our hands-on review of the Redmi Note 7. So let's get into it. So, the first thing we notice on the box is that there's a number 18 on the top left-hand side. Now, this means it has an 18th month warranty, which is actually pretty cool. So, we're just going to open up the box. Oh, yeah. So, let's go through the cardboard first. Slide open the back. First, you have a SIM card ejector right there. We have a couple user manuals. And here it comes with a nice case, which is awesome. Even to see on the budget lines, they're throwing in cases. Transparent, good, will protect your phone. You can always get a better case if you want. Throw those things off to the side. Now, you got the phone itself. Before we go into the phone though, we're just going to continue through the box. Open up this cardboard. Now, let's look at the charger. Now, this is just a regular charger. Now, this phone does support a quick charge 4.0. And this is a USB Type-C cord. So, really excellent stuff here. So, let's slide all this stuff out of the way so we can look at this beautiful looking phone. Ooh, nice. So, let's just take off the plastic. Oof. Throw that over to the side. Now on the back, a couple more stickers. Now just looking at this phone, it is beautiful. On the back, nice blue color. You have a rear mounted fingerprint reader. Now, this blue shine will let off a little bit of fingerprint. However, it has a real elegant look to it. Also comes with the transparent case. Now this phone feels really nice in the hand. It's not too thick and the weight is pretty good. It's not too heavy either, so you can really carry it around, throw it in your pocket. Doesn't feel like a massive phone in hand. So now we're just going to pop out the SIM card tray. Here we go. Now this has a dual SIM card slot, and the best part about this phone is that you can actually remove one of the SIM cards and add in a micro SD card up to 256 gigabytes, so super beneficial. Now we're just going to pop the SIM card tray back into this phone. There we go, flip it around and let's boot up this guy. Nice, so this phone's running MIUI 10, which I'm personally a fan of. Now looking at the screen, the bezel on top is pretty small, and it seems like they almost have a cutout little dot for the camera, and right above you can see there's a little hidden slot where the speaker is for phone calls, let's say. Now on either side the bezels are pretty small, not the smallest I've seen. However, the chin, like on most Xiaomi phones, is quite large at the bottom. Now the screen itself is an LCD screen, 1080 by 2340 pixels, 19.5 to 9 ratio, and 409 ppi density. Diving into the specs under the hood, this phone features a Snapdragon 660, which is a really solid chip for everyday use. It has Android 9.0 Pie. You can get 3GB RAM, 32GB memory, 464 or 664, and it has a 4000 milliamp powered battery, which is huge for a budget phone. To have this size battery is really nice to see. Transitioning over to the camera test, starting with the rear mounted camera. Now it is a 48 megapixel camera with an additional 5 megapixel depth sensor. One thing I do notice, it does stand out from the shell a little bit, but that's okay if you have a case. Now it does have AI mode, which I personally do like. You can turn it off and on, but what I like about it, if you're looking at food, it will notice that it's food, or looking at buildings, and it will adjust the settings accordingly. It also makes the red, like we're seeing in this image, pop a little bit more. Now, nighttime images, I found it did a really good job. It doesn't have over the top glow, and when I compared it to the Mi 8 Lite, I almost liked it slightly better. Now looking at the selfie mode, like most Xiaomi phones, it has a beauty mode which you can boost all the way up to 5, but my eyes really become big like I'm an alien, so I tend to turn this off, which is nice. They actually have that feature. So just take a nice selfie here. Here we are doing a video and sound test with the Redmi Note 7. Now the front facing camera shoots at 1080p at 30 frames per second. Now we're just going to switch over to the back. Now the back facing camera shoots in 1080p with 60 frames per second. It also has a motion stabilizer. Speaker test for the Redmi Note 7. Just going to play a video here. So you can see on the bottom, this is a single speaker. Change your colors. Sound overall is pretty good. Now the coolest part about this is that it has a 35mm headphone jack on the top. So headphone jack in this budget phone, super cool. Just looking at gaming with PUBG here, we're going to go into settings first. Check out the graphics. Now, the highest settings this has is HD and high for frame rate. So if you try to boost it up to HDR, it says it's not compatible for this phone, which is perfectly fine. I mean, it is very smooth while playing. Gunplay here on PUBG. Oh! Yeah, got him. Oh, bullets. Overall, the Xiaomi Redmi Note 7 is outstanding, and it has a ton of tremendous features to it. Starting off with the Snapdragon 660, which the Pro version's coming out in February in India with the 675 chip, which will be even faster. It has a 48 megapixel camera, which I thought did great shots in low light situations, even better in comparison to the Mi 8 Lite. It has 256 expandable memory. On top, it has a 35mm headphone jack, and it is packed with a 4000 milliamp battery, which people are screaming for flagship phones to get that battery size in them, and this is a budget phone. Now, with a budget phone, there's not much to complain about. The only thing that really stands out is that the camera pops out a little bit, but if you got a case on this, not a big deal whatsoever. Overall, this phone is awesome. Is it the best budget phone on the market? I think so. Right now, in that $150 range, this is as good as it gets. Now, we are SAC Research, and we're trying to find you guys the best tech products all across Asia to bring you guys great great value. So that's it for me. This phone is amazing. Talk to you guys later.